Hello, my name is Sam Yoshida, and I am initially from Burley, Idaho, and but have been living here in Utah for the past 10 or so years. I completed my undergrad down at BYU and then moved up here to Logan, Utah 2 years ago for work, and then decided to do the MHR program. The reason why I'm doing the MHR program is currently I am a manager of one of the call centers at Vivint Smart Home, and I just have always been very excited about working with individuals and working with the human aspect of a business. And one of my goals has been to, get into an HR field while I'm completing this program. And in reality, I actually just a couple of weeks ago was just offered a generalist job at Vivint down in Cedar City. So I'll actually be relocating here in the next couple of weeks. So it's kind of stressful right now. A lot of stuff going on with new class starting, as well as trying to figure out everything with my moving situation. What I'm hoping to gain from this course, it's actually really good timing because one of the new responsibilities in being able to be a generalist is I'm actually going to be the recruiter for that call center site, and I only have a little bit of recruiting experience, and so being able to use this experience to be able to go out and know what talent I want to acquire and how the best ways to get that talent I think will be really helpful in my new position as I get started. One of the most interesting experiences I've had as a job applicant was when I was going to school for my undergrad. My dream job was I wanted to be in sports journalism. And so I was applying for this internship with the Utah Jazz to kind of be like a statistician, and as well as kind of to help the radio announcer David Locke. I was supposed to help him with statistics, as well as help him like cut and snip audio and stuff like that for highlights. And now that I've had more experience in employment law, then there might have been some ethical, reason dilemmas here. But anyway, so my last name is Yoshida. I'm 1/8 Japanese, and I guess David Locke is married to a Japanese lady. And so right before we started the interview and we started talking about, we somehow he just brought up the fact that I didn't look Asian like everybody else does. And then he just kind of went off on this tangent about, how he didn't, he was wondering if his kids were going to look like me later on down the road. And then he asked me if my great-grandfather was forced to go into one of the internment camps back in World War II. And I mentioned that my great-grandpa was a well-known citizen throughout the city of Castleford, Idaho, which is where he's from, a small town. He was so well known and had been there for a long time, since the early 1900s, and so the city vouched for him and didn't force him to go into the internment camps. And it's a really cool story about our family, but he asked that to us, and then I think he got it wrong about. He thought I was talking about my grandpa, so he thought I was lying about the age. And he couldn't quite make the age difference in his head, and so he thought to his head, and he's like, "That's a great story, but that never would happen. They would never have done that." And so I kind of had a little bit of a confused look on my face. I was like, "Okay," and then he realized that it was my great grandpa, not just my grandpa, that I was talking about, and so he's like, "Oh, well, I guess that could work." And from then on, it was just a completely awkward type of, at least it was awkward for me, awkward interview. And needless to say, I didn't get the job. And I guess now that I know more, I guess I probably could have pushed something that, maybe those questions were inappropriate for him to ask, and to assume that. But I don't hold any hard feelings or whatever. It's all water under the bridge at this point in time. But I kind of always chuckle at that story. But anywho, that's a little bit about me. I'm excited to get going with this class. I know that recruiting is kind of one of my Achilles heel in terms of the whole HR realm. It's definitely the one that I'm honestly kind of like the least prepared for and feel like I'm the least, you know, interested in, but I still know that it's valuable and that, you know, those who know how to do that in a business partner relationship can still really provide value. So even though it doesn't seem like it's my favorite thing right at first, I know that it's really important. So I'm excited to get started. Thank you.